This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, Lowco sports fans, welcome to another edition of the Lowco Sports Lowdown. I am Justin Jarrett, joined as always by Wes Kerr, and we have a special guest waiting on us tonight. Again, we tried to get Mya Hutchinson in here last night. We speculated that she may have fallen asleep. We were right. We'll poke a little fun at her later. I've done it before too. Set the old alarm for AM instead of PM, trying to sneak in a little nap. You may remember a show you had to start on your own one time, Wes, because I did that exact thing. So those kinds of things do happen. But lots of stuff going on tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about the games on tap tonight later on. Girls lacrosse looking for a score from Bluffton May River, if anyone has that one. But we've got most of the other scores. I'll get them going in the ticker here in just a minute. May River boys lacrosse got a win. May River girls soccer blanked Islands 9-0. Holy Trinity girls soccer beat Patrick Henry. Calvary Day girls beat Hilton Head Christian 4-0. Bluffton girls beat Ashley Hall 4-0. May River and Benedictine boys 0-0 draw. Hilton Head Christian boys beat Calvary Day 3-2. That's a nice win. And looking for some other scores as well. So we'll get to all that in a little bit, though, because we got another state champ in our midst, West. We got to see the Hilton Head Christian Academy girls win number 6 in a row on Saturday at JP2, which we've talked about at some length now about our analysis of it. But we haven't had a chance yet to talk to the champs on the show. So let's welcome in to Mya Hutchinson. What's up, Mya?
What's up?
How you doing? Congrats
Good.
on another state championship. Definitely, JP2 put up a fight and made you guys work for it. The first 3 quarters, fourth quarter, you kind of wore them down and took over, and you yourself started getting what you wanted. Just take us through that game, and it's not a fun thing to have to play a team you've kind of controlled, I think, because it's kind of a nothing to lose situation for them. They were able to just kind of pin their ears back and take their best shot at you and see what happened. But you guys weathered the storm and got the dub. So just tell us about the game and what it was like playing in that atmosphere at USCB.
I mean, it's very loud. It's not really that usual to be around like that many people in the gym screaming in the student section like that for a girls' game. So it was like a real fun experience. And JP, even though we played JP2 twice before, I feel like every time we would play them, they would give us our best shot. So even though like we were kind of winning, or we would still had to like work for the win. It wasn't just like based off talent. We was just playing harder than they were, even though they were playing hard too.
Mya Hutchinson, just a pleasure to have you on. Congratulations on running it back yet again and finish your Hilton Head Christian Academy career with the state championship. And what an incredible high school career you had. First off, do you have the record of how many total points that you've scored at the high school level after the conclusion of the season? Because it has to be a pretty high number from what I've been
I actually looked it up like a couple of days ago. I'm 66 points away. I was 66 points away from 3,000. So,
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's unreal. That is
man,
unreal,
that's
man.
Incredible.
That's unbelievable. So as people may or may not know, you started your career at Estill High School. So you started there as a 7th grader, 8th grader. When did you start playing there?
7th grade. 7th grade.
7th grade.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so tell us about your time there before you came over to HHCA.
I mean, it was good. Me and Kiel, we basically, it was like a dual thing. But at Hilton Head Christian, it was like more of like a structured team with plays. We was out there just playing at Estill, so it was just like basically having fun.
You
And
were with Kenny Conroy for one of those years, and then Bobby Thompson took over. So, tell me about that coaching change the first year, and then how Thompson, continued to lay down the foundation, but bring in his own coaching style as you progress in your career. So, just tell me about first off when Hilton Head Christian came on your radar. And then, what you learned from being under Kenny Conroy, who has been a coaching legend here and now over at Savannah. So, just take me through that time, getting Hilton Head Christian Academy, and then, being a part of a tremendous program, and now you've cemented yourself as a legend in that program.
All right, so first, with Kenny, he was pretty intimidating at first, but he was. I guess that's just because of like how older a coaching style is, like how old a coach is. So I didn't really take it personal because some days he have his days when he's like just serious and then he's playful. So I just had to adapt with how he coached, and I think I adapt very well. And with Coach Bobby, he's kind of like a sort of younger coach. So like he understands us as players. Like he knows that sometimes play's not gonna work. We'll have to you know, play 3-on-3, just me, Devin, and Morgan. So that's mostly what we did basically this season to win state. But it definitely took a team effort.
Yeah, definitely. You saw the role players kind of
Yeah.
figure it out as the season went on and figure out what they were there to do, how to best support you guys. But you mentioned the big three, you, Devin, and Morgan, and you and Devin played together for 3 years. You and Morgan for 2. How much fun? I mean, and then you guys also played out on the road with H2. So how much fun is it being out there with those two?
I mean, it's real fun because we have like that chemistry and that bond because we've been playing for so long, and I feel like most teams really don't have that down here. I mean, like during AAU, but like during the high school season, it's not really like that many players
Right.
who are able to play high school basketball together and then just
the
win.
sheer number of games you guys have played together is crazy.
Yeah, that's the chemistry means something, and to have it, at the AU level, but then transfers over to the high school stage, and to see what you guys do in those big games, it's tremendous. That big three, but especially you two guards, you and Devin out there. But you just take me more about this senior season. Take me through it. You guys, you always test yourselves against some strong opponents, and there were times where you really were trying to push it to try to find the game that you guys have, and then you really found it as we got into the new year, into January and February. So just describe this senior year and when you guys really started to find that groove as you get ready to go on that path to win another state championship.
When the season first started, we kind of like started off like kind of chippy, I guess, because coach always said know your role, on the team, and I feel like that progressed along the way because like everybody realized that they don't have to do everything on the team. You can just have one job on the team, just come in, get a rebound, make a shot. Like that actually helps the game. Like you don't have to like have all the pressure that we have on you, have on us. Like it just makes their job easier on the team. And we played some great teams, and most of the teams that we lost to was like out of state teams. I think we only probably lost to one South Carolina school, which was Great Collegiate, who's actually a very good team. So,
that's a really good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we lost by like 7-8 points, which wasn't like really that big. But everybody like that just gave us those out of state games really just showed us like how big competition is out of like over here because we really see like how aggressive teams is compared to down here. So we like when we play teams like Prep JP2, we're like, oh, we know we can like do better. We got pushed around a little bit. You just got to be aggressive as people were aggressive to us this season. So that's how we got along through the season.
Well, I know you want to keep playing. What is the recruiting landscape looking like for you? What are you looking for in a good fit for you to play at the next level?
I'm not really sure. I'm undecided. I want to play college ball, but like the school, I'm still undecided. I'm still gonna visit schools now that the season is over with, send out film. So hopefully I'll find a home by the time I graduate. So it's just a process, but I'm just taking in the moment.
What are you looking for in terms of the school, in terms of your academic aspirations, and what are you open to study, and how are you trying to fit that in to find the best home for you playing basketball? So kind of what type of schools are you looking at right now, and if you have kind of an emphasis on what you think you'll be studying in college.
I'm looking at schools like D2, D1 schools. I mean, I feel like honestly, I have the work ethic to like,
Absolutely.
to be
Mhm.
on D1 or just walk on for D1 or just be on a D2 team. So yeah, I'm really not discriminating like any colleges because I feel like I can make my mark wherever I go and like still progress to go to D1 if I start D3 or JUCO. So yeah, and I plan on studying like forensic science or criminology. So I feel like most schools have that major. So I'm really
Yeah.
not kind of worried about that
Yeah.
as well.
Doesn't really hem you in too bad. No, that's good. That's a good major. I hear a lot of kids choosing that path, and certainly there's a lot of different ways you can go with that. But um, tell me a little bit about going out on the road with H2 and just the fun that you guys have had out there going up against some serious competition. And then you got to go viral too. So what was
Yeah.
that like seeing your clip, go all over the place?
It was Sports Center, and it was
Ooh.
wild to see that. Um,
You got the clip handy that you can put on the.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find it.
Go ahead, Joanna.
but that was actually like the first day of Run for Roses tournament, and before the game started, one of the girls was like, "Are you guarding her?" Actually, the girl who did guard me uh that I dropped, and she didn't really want to guard me from the beginning, and for like that to ironically happen, it was just crazy. It was funny to me.
Well, we're gonna see if we can find that clip. But
Yeah, I'll keep
Rob,
digging. Go ahead.
yeah, Rob, who's part of H2 that I'm sure you've been able to get to know and work with. He's been such a great
A
advocate
little bit.
for girls and boys basketball, especially girls. How fun it's been working with him and kind of what lessons he taught you. And I heard that he gave you something special after the win on Saturday. It's a nice bling or a championship belt or something.
Yeah,
Loco legend.
yeah. It's like a little wrestling belt. It's the local legend. Me Morgan and Devin got one. I thought it was pretty cool, to be honest. But Rob, like, he really like pushed us as players. Like the tournaments that he gave, he knew that the tournaments that we started off in, we started like actually competing and beating beating pretty good teams. So he like kind of like pushed us to play better teams, even though like we had like injuries. Like Maddie, at the time she tore her ACL, so we really didn't have Maddie. Kamara didn't play anymore, so we like started kind of like losing players, but we still recruited some good players as well. But we just had to like find that team chemistry again, which like kind of like we wasn't winning as much as we were like our last season, which was like it kind of sucked, but we still were like building the team. So yeah,
All right, I
that's
think
about
I
it.
got the right one. I think I got the right one here. Here we go. Oh, where'd it go? I had it. Is this? No, where'd it go? I just had it and it went away. There it is. This it, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh!
Hey,
Zip,
there's
zip.
one thing to make that move, but then you're able to see the shot convert to finish
Oh
off the
man,
highlight. But man,
Yeah.
that was cool. That was awesome.
Good
Great
that
to
time
was
shot by
dirty.
Devin.
yeah, great to see you
That was
guys
dirty.
the exposure of the Lowco in general. It's great to see. So, you've been here and you've played for a number of years, both at Estill and now at Hilton Christian. I mean, your thoughts on basketball in the Low Country and how it's maybe improved recently, and just tell me about what you think we should expect in terms of some of the young ladies coming up that you've been working with in the future, and what you think the state of Loco girls basketball is going forward.
Uh, Honestly, most of like the girls that I know from South Carolina, like Myra and Lyric, I feel like they're like the next generation of girls hoopers like me. So hopefully they can like get more girls to play, and Rob builds a bigger H2 community for the girls, then the Lowco will be all right for basketball for girls.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely on our way, and those two are awesome. Myra and Lyric are both just incredible, and I feel like they've really benefited from kind of having you guys, the 2024s, as like the kind of the big sisters, the guiding force. So, talk a little bit about your relationship with them, especially. Well, I mean, Myra reminds me a lot of you as far as the way she plays. She's a little longer, but as far as the slashing and the way she plays.
Yes.
And then Lyric, a fellow Estill girl, so I'm sure you have a special bond with her.
So me and Lyric actually grew up playing Little League basketball. Like I was probably in like sixth grade, fifth grade. She was in like third, second. So we played on the same rec team. And she actually played with Hampton County Ville Warriors, I think, and Rob recruited her over here. And like at practice, going against her and Myra, like I will always like play them hard because that makes them better. And I feel like
Yeah.
that kind of like made them like not scared against older kids, like they can actually compete. So I feel like we like the H2 older girls in general, like we pushed them hard because we never went easy on them, no matter what. We was trash talking everything. I feel like that was good for them to experience while we were in the gym with
Heck
H2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing up
I love watching both those players you were talking about. Myra Brown, sensation, coming up for Bluffton, and she's going to be large in charge in that program going forward with Takoya Hayward alongside you in that epic class of 2024 we got to watch for a number of years, and Lyric, playing star over there as well. I got to see Hampton County once this season. The girl, actually, a couple of times. I also got to see him in the tournament in Bluffton during Christmas time or after Christmas, but yeah, that was a lot of fun to see what they're doing. And Lyric, she's a shooter. She can knock it down.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with what she brings to the Lowco in terms of her skills, and I'm sure there are others. I mean, Morgan Scott, of course, you get to play with her, formerly May River, and Devin Hilton at Christian Academy for 4 years plus, and then there's others in this class of 2024, like Linda Young, who unfortunately missed this year due to injury. How cool has it been to see this class evolve alongside with you? This 2024 class is now hanging them up at this level and getting ready to play at the next level. And what kind of example do you think you guys have set in terms of passing the torch on to that next group of girls stars on the court?
I feel like if you're taking like basketball serious, then like just really cherish it if you really want to play in college ball, because I mean we go out there. I guess we all, I don't know about everybody else, but for me, I go out and play like with a passion. Like I don't just play for fun. So I guess them seeing us like taking it seriously and like wanting to play college ball, it like makes them want to like follow in our footsteps, because like that joy of playing basketball, like it brings a lot of enjoyment. So I'm pretty sure that makes them enjoy basketball because you build relationships with people, like new people, and you just learn new things and travel. So yeah.
Yeah. No, it's you definitely take it very seriously. You are all in the whole time when you're out on the court, standing on business, as the kids say, right?
Yeah.
When you're out there on the court. How about I saw you out at Estill for a couple of the Hampton County games when they were in the playoffs. How about that boys team? They were fun to watch.
Yeah, the boys team, they was always fun to watch. I was hoping that they went to the championship, but unfortunately didn't go the way it went. But it was extremely fun to watch them play this season as they combined it with Hampton County. I mean Hampton High School. So I knew that it was going to be a lot of talent on that team. So yeah.
So you grew up with all those guys too, right?
Ocean Prep.
Tavon and Xavier and all those guys.
Yeah, all of my friends from Estill.
Great guys.
Love those
It's
guys.
been
Love
so
those
much
guys.
fun to cover them this year, from football now into basketball season. But back to you and your experiences. We mentioned at the top, but what a way to wrap up your low country basketball journey by winning a state championship in the Lowco at USCB. We kind of mentioned it earlier, but I want to hear more about your experience playing in that environment and just finishing it up right here at home with all those fans cheering you on, and have JP2, their crowd over there. Just what a cool way to end your career, and of course win a state championship on top of it.
I feel like it was the right way to end the season. I mean, we never really had like hype games because everybody was like, we was just gonna beat everybody. So it wasn't really that hype. And to like have us play against our rivals, we already knew everybody was just gonna come out and it's like just support, because it's not really, for a girls team, it's not really, you're used to like upstate teams like Orangeburg Prep and like Greenwood Christian and Palmetto Christian. And the games are usually in Sumter, and many people who doesn't like drive up to Sumter to watch us play. So to have that game like in the low country and close, it was a cool experience because it was like over like 600 people to come to like just a private school, high school girl games in South Carolina. That's not really like normal, I don't think I never heard of it before. Yeah.
That gym is so loud too. I
so
mean,
loud.
just so loud. And we've talked about it all year at the USCB games, how loud it gets in there. But it was with both student sections going and, a packed house. And I love the way that the fans, divided it in half. They all sat on their side of the gym. It was a great, great atmosphere. Have you gotten to any USCB games this year in there?
Yeah, I have. I watched USCB and Lander. I think that's about it.
What do you think about that women's team? They're on a nice run. They've won 4 in a row.
It's a good. Okay, you can go ahead. It's a good team. It's a good team. It's like basically everybody we've played like in the low country, like Cavalry.
Yeah.
You got Primo in the team. Most
Janaya.
I think Janaya, yeah. Like girls we played.
And then Tanaya Bowman played at Bradwell. You guys played them last year. So you played against a lot of those girls.
Yeah. So it's like basically
that's got to be kind of wild, right? Like you look out there and you're like, I played against them. Like,
yeah. So it's like a pretty good team.
Yeah.
They've been fun to watch this year. I've enjoyed it. They've really grown up at the end of the season. They've come a long way. Been fun to watch, and it's just great to have college basketball here. And I'm interested in your perspective, and that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, how much did it kind of bring it into perspective for you to go watch that and go, oh, well, I played against her, and she's doing this. Like, I can definitely play at this level. Like, I mean, I think that's a good thing for kids to be able to just see it and be able to make an assessment on kind of what it looks like and where they fit in. But I'm sure it gave you confidence that I can absolutely play at the Division II level, if not higher.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you see out there? Did you see, like, when you were looking at it and thinking about your game and how you might fit in out there? What'd you see?
I just basically seen that, like, the girls that we competed against, not only like we probably most likely won the game, like they were still talented as well. So and like most of the games like wasn't even easy games. Like you really had to work hard to win the games, stop certain players, especially Primo. When we played Cavalry my sophomore year. So it's just like, if you just put in the work, like how they possibly put in the work, anything's possible. You can go anywhere, honestly.
Yeah.
Gives you a blueprint. Yeah.
But Mya, now that you're finished with your senior year over at Hilton Christian Academy, kind of what's next in the process for you? What do you want to work on in terms of your game out there on the court as you transition to opportunities that could present itself at the college level? What do you want to work on now that you're moving on to that next level of basketball?
I would work on like more of like a mid range 3-point shooting, just to get my 3-point shooting percentage up and using my left hand more definitely.
Gotta get that left hand going.
Yeah.
But no, it's been amazing to watch your career and to get to know you. I mean, every time I see you, you got a big smile on your face. We always chop it up for a little bit, and it's been awesome to get to know you. But it's been so much fun to watch you play. Who do you model your game after? Because I see a lot of Iverson in there for sure, but that's my go-to for little guards who can throw it up from anywhere and find the rim. So who do you model your game after?
Now, I honestly don't know. I just go hoop, man. Honestly.
You be your own. You might again. You know, instead of after someone, you want to be your own person. You want to be your
Yeah.
That's right.
own in the court. I love it.
She broke the
I love
mold. She broke the mold.
yourself into to be you, and that's what makes you unique and outstanding out there on the court. So that's great. But you know, to my it's been a pleasure covering you. We mentioned, I mean, just astonishing, almost 3,000. I mean, it's the accomplishment just to get 1,000 points, let alone 2,000. But
1,900.
But you know,
That's crazy.
just describe that in perspective, what that means, and the legacy that you leave behind here as one of the highest scoring players ever here in the Low Country.
I mean, I just guess I like, wanted to like win, and like it took like me and Kia mostly because we didn't like really have like a great team, so we know like we have to like do it together at Estill. And I feel like just playing freely, like just the scoring came because we know that we could do damage, just the two of us. And if I wasn't having a good game, she would have a good game. And we also had like role players on the team as well who probably could have go off the game too. So yeah, and like just Hillhead Christian, I kind of like slowed down a little bit, just adjusting to a new school. But that really didn't phase me, especially like my sophomore year. I probably averaged like 13 points per game, which was like had me kind of shocked, but it was just like a new coaching staff. So I just got back on the road after that, and I'm here or I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Unbelievable career. Walking bucket, to say the least. It's been a pleasure. And we can't wait to see who snags you and what you do at the next level, kid. It's going to be fun to watch. Keep working.
Thank you.
Keep balling.
Thank you.
Keep balling. Keep being Mya. Well, thanks
Yes,
so much, Mya. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you real soon.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. To Mya Hutchinson, outstanding young ball player at Hillhead Christian. Great kid. Great talking with her tonight. It's been an absolute blast watching her play, man. She said it. She takes it very seriously, stands on business when she's on the court. And she stood on business in that fourth quarter, brother. She turned it up a notch. And
man, that was so exciting to be able to call that one for Buford's Own and to just see her light it up out there those last few minutes. That's special. I mean, a championship game like that, when you're able to, find your groove and just make the shots down the stretch and will your team to the finish line, that is some incredible, otherworldly talent we just don't see very often at this juncture of area of basketball. So she is that mold that you need to become someone special, and just a pleasure to watch her. And I remember talking on the Hoops Report back in its early days about look at this girl, Mya Hutchinson. Look what she's doing out there in Estill. And then all of a sudden she comes over here to Hillhead Christian Academy. It's like, oh boy, this could be fun. And it lived up to the hype and so much more. Watch her out there on the court, just a walking bucket. I mean, every time I went to a game, I saw probably at least 20 from Hutchinson, if not more. And man, just scoring at all levels. She's got a really smooth jumper and the speed to take it to the rim, and just the confidence emanating every time she goes out on the floor, and the leadership as well. I mean, players love playing with her, not just because she's a great player, but she smiles, she's happy. She'll be a team player. She'll pass the ball and give other players opportunities. I mean, she loves to take it herself, but at times she knows that find a better look, pass the ball, and just a really complete high school basketball player. And the points they just tell a story for themselves. When you look at almost 3,000, it's hard to really find records of who or players that have reached
I
that
never
number.
heard of a number like that. That's
It's
crazy,
because you have
number.
to start way past freshman year, 8th grade,
I mean,
7th grade.
Takoya was amazing for a long time and got over 1,500, but we're talking double that. Like, that's a crazy
How
number.
much you have
The
to
kid,
average to
I
get
mean,
to
she scored a
just the longevity.
ton at Estill.
Right.
She scored a ton at Estill.
And she was their
Estill
go-to
those
player.
first 3 years.
And then, obviously she
yeah.
had the balance being one of the stars with,
right.
Morgan Scott and Debbie
Yeah,
Yar.
I mean, it was well, in the sophomore year, even, it was more people than that. Dior was there.
Right, Dior, you had Skylar, you had Abby Peduzzi.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people involved.
A lot of mouths to feed, for sure. But speaking of this Hilton Christian team, we mentioned they lost to Gray Collegiate. Gray Collegiate made it to the lower state finals, but how about another story? Landrum over there making history. I think it was their first run deep into the girls basketball playoffs in a while, and now they're in the championship game against Andrew Jackson in girls 2A. That should be fun.
Oh, wow.
Landrum won that one 31-26, a defensive struggle between them and Gray Collegiate. So they are in the final. So big congratulations to Landrum. I'll have to look up some more info about them because I remember seeing from Lou and what he was tweeting about what was going on over there. But that was some historic stuff from what I'm hearing from that Landrum program, which is just really cool. And we've talked about, the Grays and the Ocean Sides and what they were doing over there. And just great to see a team like that to overcome and make it championship. And now we're seeing it with this Landrum side. So just a really cool story. And not only that, but this has been, I'm looking to see right here if I have more info, but from what I've been hearing, it's been a while since they've gotten to that point. But just an incredible. Maybe I'm talking about the boys because I know the boys are having a great run as well. But regardless, that's some excellent stuff over there to see a team like that get to the final day, and so we wish them luck.
Good stuff.
They're in the upper state. We're in the lower state. So, but seeing them and Andrew Jackson should be a great state championship game over there on Friday. So that'll be cool to see what happens. And then obviously the boys you mentioned earlier, but I believe Gray will be up against the Oceanside. So certainly what we expect.
That'll be a great game. It just should not be for the 2A title, but it is what it is. Not anymore next year. Let's shout out some sponsors. The MVP sponsors of LowcoSports start with Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports, and my wife. She is with the Keller Williams of the Lowcountry new Anchor Home Group, and she would love to help you find your place in the Lowco and put down an anchor here in the best place and call it home. So call on Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports. I can get you in touch. And Homegrown Home Inspections is the official home inspector of LowcoSports. Jan Lucas and his team are the best in the business in this area when it comes to making sure you're making a great investment in the real estate market, whether it's a resale or a new construction. They can do a phased inspection on those new constructions and make sure that everything is in place and up to code before you move in. Homegrown Home Inspections. Mickelson Law Firm, the official real estate closing attorneys of LowcoSports and our original sponsors since 2017. We love Ryan and Tiffany and the Mickle squad, been supporting us since the very beginning. And so we hope you'll call on them for all your legal needs at Mickelson Law Firm. And Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, the official hospice care of LowcoSports and the only not-for-profit hospice care in Southern Beaufort County. They have been serving all kinds of needs in our community for a number of years and will continue to do so by raising money through great events like the Yacht Hop coming up May 18th over at Wexford. If you want to get on the yachts and enjoy some great food and beverage from local chefs and restaurants, come on out to the Yacht Hop. Get your tickets now to support hospice care of the Low Country, where it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors. Wes, let's get in a little spring sports here today.
Before I was able to dig into the stat
you got
that
it?
I was mentioning with Landrum. First appearance in the title game since 1975. It has been almost 50 years, 49 years ago. So on top of, just kind of overcoming some of the odds and getting past a great team, they've got some talent across the board. It's almost been 50 years since they got the championship. So good for them. What a story. Those
awesome.
are kinds of things you love to see.
Yeah, I saw. It was Clarendon Hall's girls did the same thing. It was 50 years since they had been in the state championship game. So pretty cool when the team ends a drought like that.
Those are pioneers, and you've been trying decades to get the team back to that final hurdle, and just really, really cool. So
hometown heroes.
Yeah, that's good stuff over there.
Yeah, well, looking at today's stuff, girls lacrosse, Bluffton and May River still looking for a score from that one. May River boys beat Savannah Christian 15-7. And boys lacrosse, girls soccer, May River 9-0 over Islands. That's going to be a really good team this year. May River, Holy Trinity beat Patrick Henry 5-1. Patrick Henry had 1 day of practice, and they've played 2 games back-to-back days. So they came straight off the basketball season, had 1 practice, and got right after it. So they'll round into form. Calvary Day beat HHCA girls 4-0. Same thing. Half their team just got back. Bluffton beat Ashley Hall 4-0. And then on the boys' side, May River Benedictine 0-0 draw. Hilton Christian 3-2 win over Calvary Day. John Paul II baseball beat Bridges Prep 8-4. USCB baseball with a win on the road today 12-7 at Edward Waters. And USCB women's golf placing second out at Old Field behind SCAD Savannah. McLean Neal for USCB. She plays second overall. She made birdies on 11, 12, 13, 14, and 18. And the one on 18 gave them a 1-shot advantage over the third place team to get second. So heck of a finish for her today. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about in there?
Yeah. Well, I got to see some lacrosse scores. May River guys. It's been cool to see their journey so far, getting really close to doing something special. You lose a guy like Brooks Van Eshelstyn, like he was a standout for a while on that program, and now the opportunity for other guys to really fill in that void and step up on that team is right there, and that's a nice win they got in Savannah. 15-7.
Yeah,
and let's see if I can.
They had 2 really. Yeah, I've got some stats here. They had 2 really tough games to start the year against Greenville and then Whitfield Academy. And the second one was more competitive. Greenville's very good. But tonight they came out and got a nice win. Ashton Stevenson, 3 goals and an assist. Bryson Hart, 3 goals. Wesley Barnes, 3 goals. Levi Booth, 2 goals and assist. Turner Johnson, 2 goals and assist. Logan Calvo, 2 goals and assist. So they really had a bunch of guys get involved in the scoring. And then Zarek Miller with 7 saves tonight. So solid outing for them, getting that first dub of the season. And then they've got Philip Simmons coming in on Tuesday. Philip Simmons usually pretty good, so it should be a good little test for him.
Yeah, you got to schedule yourself some tough games early, and that's how you really find yourself as a team. You got to go up against the best possible competition to really put yourselves on the level you need to be. So, May River squad, they've had a nice history in a short period, and you can kind of say the same with the soccer team as well. Of course, they won that state championship in 2019, dramatic fashion to get to the final that year, but they've been challenging themselves too, and battled to a respectable 0-0 draw against Benedictine. They took one to chin 4-1 against Waccamaw, but they still looking for their first win. They've gotten a couple of nice draws though against Riverside and Benedictine, but we'll see, how they do when they come back home on the Friday night. Albeit, unfortunately, see the problem is with these spring sports is you got
They're all
USCB,
going on all the time.
and the problem is you only can be at one. I wish there was a way you could be at more places at once, but unfortunately that's not the
Yes.
way it works. So you got
Yeah.
to choose one spot. But man,
Alas, that has
hard.
plagued me my entire life.
Oh my God! But
If you
yeah,
find a cure for that, you just let me know.
I'd be rich.
We'll implement it.
Yeah.
Cloning is
Yeah.
one way, I think, but that has been generally frowned upon. No, it would be great. I mean, I look at these schedules every night and I'm like, oh my goodness. And then, I've also got like children and obligations and things. But there's always like 4 places I wish I could go every night and watch a game. So if you're going to one of those games, and you want to get on here and talk about it, and you want to take some video to send us, just let us know. We need team reporters out there to help us keep track of everything that's going and shine a light on all the people that are doing big things out there.
Because there are no people who are as passionate to their sports and their programs and their teams than fellow students. And I got to work. We talked about Raj, who got to be on the call with me at the state championship JP2 Christian Academy girls game. That was a lot of fun to work with them. But we'd love to have more student interns that will, come on the show, talk about what they saw, report about it, take some video. I mean, what's more fun than be able to go to sporting events for free and to talk about it? I mean, if that's something you love to do, please join us, because we could use so many and it's just so genuine having these kids on, because they know they know a lot of these kids, these fellow athletes, they're friends with them. They see them in the hallways every day. They go to class together, and that really hits home for me to see. I mean, like Brady Sacha, when he was out there covering Bluffton football, he knew a ton of those guys because he has relationships with them. We've seen that with Brooke over at Hilton High and other schools as well. And so we'd love to see more student interns, join our forces over here. Which just that's one of our other goals, as you always say, is it's not just to shine a light on the kids, but it's also to give opportunities for kids who want to follow in our footsteps and have aspirations on becoming into sports media, becoming in the future. So.
Speaking of which, I saw one of them at the game the other night, Saturday night at the Cove. Taylor Michael was back from Furman for the weekend. Got to watch her little sister play. Yeah, that was her. She's doing great at Furman. She's killing it. She's gearing up for the conference basketball tournament. She'll be going up to Asheville with them and capturing the media and reporting on it. So great to see that. She's a really great kid, super talented, and work ethic is tremendous. You've seen that since she got there. She jumped in with both feet and started getting her hands dirty, and she's grown into a really cool role there and gets to go cover the team at the conference tournament, which you and I both have had experiences with that kind of thing, and how much fun it is to follow your alma mater while you're in college. Get to go on the road with them. That's amazing.
I got to do it when they cut down the nets, which was pretty awesome. The A10 championship back in 2018. Wow. So that was a really good team, nice. And that was a really fun squad. And you just wish the path ahead of them, the NCAA tournament, there was a chance there. Just unfortunately, just unable to hit the shots in that opening round game. But just to go through that conference tournament, pull out a couple of really hard fought wins. The last one over an excellent Rhode Island team that year, and just the atmosphere. You see all the bands, the pep bands. You got the cheerleaders, and it's just a lot of fun to be a part of. It was over in Washington D.C., which was a lot of fun, and because there's a lot to do.
I got to spend a week in Dallas for the Big 12 tournament one year. Mizzou made an unexpected run to the championship game. So we blew our whole department budget, and we had to stay in a Super 8 the next week in Indianapolis when they sneaked into the tournament. But it was great because we got to go watch them. They beat Southern Illinois, which was coached by Bruce Weber at the time, in the first round, and then they lost to Dwayne Wade's Marquette team in the second round in overtime. It was a great battle. But that was one of the coolest experiences of my career, was just being at an NCAA tournament site, covering it as a journalist. Like, that was an unbelievable dream of mine. Being in the media room with all the TVs set up, watching all the games from around the country, and like, guys are doing radio updates over in the corner, and like, it was just an unreal experience. So we hope that we can give students opportunities to feel those moments and be a part of it and learn what it's about.
Them as well here, and just before that at college, as I mentioned. And but yeah, those first 2 days of March Madness on Thursday and Friday every year, there's something special of being in there and being a part of it. On site. Obviously, it's cool to kick back and watch the games on the TV during the day, but just to live that moment and to see it happen, because the emotion that goes through those basketball games and just everything that takes place within them, and
the environment's just unreal. Unreal.
And
those
then
giant stadiums, and then they block them all off and make them into a little basketball arena. But no, it's unbelievable. But hey, USCB baseball got back on track today. 3 tough losses over the weekend, but they went down to Edward Waters and won 12-7. A bunch of guys had hits today, multiple hits. Tyler Kennedy, he's been swinging a good stick. Catcher, he was 3 for 4 with a double, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Carson Phillips still swinging a hot bat. He was 2 for 6 with a couple of doubles and an RBI. Seth Robinson got a start and went 2 for 4. Sebastian Biggs 2 for 5. Julian Galassi 2 for 4. Hunter Miller 2 for 4. So that's good to see, because the bats kind of went quiet in that last game.
Games, that's pretty solid.
15 hits. Nice.
Yeah, that's and 7 walks. They've been working free passes at the plate. So that's great to see. Good bounce back, and they were not far off from winning any of those 3 games. Like, they could have swept them. I mean, if just a couple of things went. I mean, you talk about momentum. You hold on for game 1, that gives you a good chance for game 2, and then you're up 2-0 in the series, down 2-0, and you're feeling good. And maybe if 1-2 plays go differently, you sweep that series. I mean, they weren't too far away from that. So, good to get back on the right track. And now this is where it really matters. You're going into the Peach Belt play, and obviously, even so, you're still. This is still a transition process. So even if you take some losses, it's not the end of the world. And they're going to be in for a really tough challenge coming up against a really good Georgia Southwestern team starting Friday and going Saturday and Sunday. So certainly we'll have to be on their best and can't afford to make many mistakes defensively, especially against a really good Hurricanes team. So hopefully they bring their best over the weekend. And then softball, I can't wait for that against Lander. What a fun group that has been. Certainly disappointing to see them come up just so close to making history, which, I mean, that would have been a program-defining win had they got it. Program-defining. Just tough to see it went the other way for them. But even so, I mean, this group, they're different than last year's team for sure. The offense is heightened, skyrocketed. Kinlaw's back; she's gotten better. They've gotten some now in the pitching department, and they're looking like a complete team. That they're one of those teams that can get really hot in tournament play, and obviously they get a chance to compete for a conference championship, and they know they can hang with North Georgia. They know they can hang with the best. So
I mean, that's the defending national champ and the number 1 team in the country, right? And they first game was 4-1, but it was scoreless through like 4 innings. Obviously, the second game kind of got away, but then the third game was 4-3, and they had 2 runs wiped off the board by a substitution situation where the umpires didn't get the communication and girl was called out. And then they still had the tying run cut down at the plate on a double, trying to score.
It was like a 9-5.
So it was a great relay. It was a perfect relay.
Yeah, I mean, jeez.
They nailed a perfect relay. I thought it was a good send. Send.
Yeah, you gotta trust. Weller's got some speed. I mean, 49 times out of 50, maybe she scores on that play. But
they got to make how many chances are you going to get? to knock off number one. You know, I mean, you gotta shoot your shot there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going for two at the end when you're on the road and the
You're
underdog.
the
You know,
underdog.
like you
Go
just
for it.
you gotta take a shot, and if they make a perfect relay and bang you, so be it. But if they don't, you got a runner on second, and it's the go ahead and run. You know, so. I thought it was a good call, and it was fun talking with Cody on Sunday. Cody Yeske on Sandtrack Rewind. I hadn't gotten to talk with her a whole lot. I love her passion for the
She's
game,
awesome.
and
Infectious
lovely
personality
just
for sure.
listening to her talk about the game. It's just fun. I'm becoming a student of softball, the finer points of it as I try to learn how to coach it now. It's like watching it, you know, statting it, broadcasting it is one thing, but understanding it on the level to
No,
coach it
there's
kids is a little different.
there's a lot of different intricacies versus baseball. You have the designated player
Yeah.
rule, and there's a lot of different scenarios involving where you can sub like different spots.
Well, and just strategy wise, I mean, there's some things that work in softball that don't work in baseball, and vice versa. You know, I'm trying to learn how to teach pitching. Trying to learn how to teach kids to kind of start dabbling in slapping, you know, like things like that, that are really detail oriented things. So, but it's great to have, you know, a quality program here in town. And I mean, going back to the early days of that program, they've had a lot of success over the years. They've had a lot of outstanding players, and I'm excited to see the level continue to rise now at the Peach Belt D2 level. The Goodwin girl playing second base is phenomenal. They got some sick sticks, just really good bats in the team.
And then you got the returners like Addie Reynolds. Devin Weller has been a mainstay of that for a number of years. You got some speed in Darren Miller. So it's a really
Weller's
good
been on fire too.
Really good.
Weller's hitting 459. Taylor Chang already has 22 RBIs in 15 games. That's crazy. No, I can't wait to get out and see them a little bit. It's going to be fun. I hope I can get out there this weekend. Maybe take some of the girls out. But USCB women's golf also strong showing. We talked about that. Anything else you want to dig into?
What happened over because that was day 2 of 2, right over there at
Yeah, they finished second. They finished second. McLean Neal made the 5 birdies on the back 9, including the one on 18 to vault them to second. And she got second overall, so that was solid. They finished 15 shots behind SCAD, 1 ahead of Glenville State to take second. So pretty solid. I think they beat SCAD in a duel last week, so I'm sure they're a little disappointed to come up short against them tonight, but or today. But sometimes it be like that. SCAD's a solid NAIA program. They've been national champion contenders for a number of years on and off. So no shame in that one. Let's shout out some sponsors. The varsity sponsors of LowcoSports: DDS Web Design, building, hosting, and maintaining websites for businesses and nonprofits that get results. So if you need to get found online so you can think more and do more and think bigger, call on DDS at ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties. They've been doing that for years. Jumped on with us this year to help us continue to expand our coverage in those counties and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Lowco. Reverence Wrestling Club is the official wrestling sponsor of LowcoSports and the presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. If you missed Sunday's episode, go check it out to see in-depth conversations with the 3 state champs from the Lowco: Gunnar DeGroat, Jada Lawrence, and Houston Rudisil, just a freshman. Can't wait to see what that guy's career holds. And Dr. Ambrose Cole, the official chiropractor of LowcoSports. He's over at Rooted Living Wellness, where you can go to get feeling right, mind, body, and spirit with Dr. Ambrose Cole, varsity sponsors of LowcoSports. And what are we looking forward to the rest of the week here, Wes? Where are you heading out?
Let's do Loco shoutouts. That's going to be our instead of teams of the
week.
Okay.
Loco shoutouts. Let's get at it. Who you got?
I'm going to shout out the Bluffton girls soccer team, 4-0 blanking over Ashley Hall. Logan Young, Charlotte Rios, Michaela Geis, and Bryn County. So 4 different players scoring, all 4 of them juniors or younger. The 2 sophomores and the freshman guys, Callan Eaton, and the freshman Charlotte Rios. So that's been a consistently good program. Great to see them, starting off pretty strong with a clean sheet victory. I don't know who the goalkeeper is who got the clean sheet, but
that wasn't mentioned in the recap. We gotta maybe they didn't give up any shots. Sometimes that happens.
I assume the defense played well and didn't have to do too much, but And then I'll shout out to a couple of guys from that May River boys lacrosse team. Ashton Stevenson, 3 goals and assists, and then how about Logan Calvo did a couple of different things. He scored twice, an assist on one, and then also had a nice night winning faceoffs, 14-23 combined with Turner Johnson. So multi-talented stud over there, and that's a nice guy to have who can do a lot of different things for your lacrosse team. So Logan Calvo, I will shout out him, and then great to see that Bluffton girls team starting off strong out there on the pitch, because we've always talked about we got one more year of the dreaded super region, I guess you could call, because it really is a super region. You got Bluffton, Hilton Head, May River, Jamestown, Lucy Beckham. I mean, it is a murderer's row over there of really good girls soccer teams.
Yeah, and it's crazy good, crazy good, and crazy difficult. I was trying to look up for my shout outs. JP2 hasn't posted their game changer yet, but it's on Bridges. I was looking for some stats, but Bridges only has their numbers in there, so I can't tell who did what for JP2. So I'll have to shout them out another night, I guess. But I'm itching for baseball, unless I know somebody's number. But yeah, it's hard saying. It was all pretty spread out anyway. It was all pretty spread out, so I don't know that I would love to love on them anyway. I'll give some more love. I'll give some love to May Rivers girls soccer, since you loved on the Bluffton girls, because I think that is going to be a really fun matchup this year. They're both really strong. That's been competitive. You know, Bluffton kind of had the upper hand for a while, but May River had a great season last year, had a good run in the playoffs, and I love it because Stephanie Moldenauer, who played for us at USCB when I worked there, is the head coach at May River now, and Brittany Pacifico, who played for us at USCB when I worked there, is the assistant at Bluffton. So that'll be fun. I look forward to that one. So I'll shout out those May River girls. They're stacked. I talked with Zoe Stevenson and Ariana Bevan when they signed a couple weeks ago. They were really excited about the season. So I like them. And then, I'll show some love as well. Ashton Stevenson with the hat trick and an assist for May River boys lacrosse tonight. Really solid outing there. As well as McLean Neal from USCB women's golf. Outstanding effort from her. 74, 72, 70. Closing with a 70 today with 6 birdies on the card. Really nice day for her, including the one on 18 that gave USCB solo second. So those would be my shout outs today. What are you looking forward to the rest of this week? Where are you going?
I get soccer. Just looking at the schedule. We also got high school boys golf meet at skis and meet at Hilton Head Lakes. So we got Christian JP2 Holy Trinity. I'm guessing I don't see preps
and others. Those are the ones that I had found on their schedule so far.
The Hilton Head Lakes, it's easier than other courses out there, although probably hard for me because I rarely ever play out there on the course. But I've been there once, and it's a pretty nice setup over there.
It's not a bad track. It's pretty fun. The routing is kind of funky because it was routing around a neighborhood that hasn't fully developed, but so you get some like long rides in between holes and stuff. But I really like the track. There's some really great holes there. The back nine is really nice.
It's a great course for high school. It's a great high school championship.
It is a good high school course. It's pretty wide open. I like it. It's a fun little track. It's not bad at all.
But then
Whalebranch tournament's getting started too.
Yeah,
the Whalebranch soccer tournament.
But I'll be at Bluffton for a Lowco matchup with the defending lower state champs in 3A, the Buford Eagles. So I'm excited to see that over there. Bluffton. That should be a really good game. Make things a really entertaining evening over there. Obviously, Buford lost a lot from that finalist squad they had a year ago, and I think Bluffton's on the come up. They don't sleep on that podcast team, so I think that should be a pretty entertaining soccer matchup over there to kick off this season. So I'm pumped for that. And then on Thursday we got a lot going on, including Hilton Head and Bluffton. Boys will be at Bluffton for lacrosse, and the girls will be at Hilton Head. So once again, they're split up. I guess that's how they do it in lacrosse and soccer, where they don't have them all at the same because they have JV before and then varsity, whatever. But so you got to pick and choose which one you go to.
Got to pick one or the other. Yeah.
But,
well, in general, you go to Hilton Head, I go to Bluffton.
Yeah,
it makes the most sense. Save everybody some gas.
Both those games will be really fun, and those are region games, right? I mean, they're getting our start already with those regions. Yeah,
right at it. Yeah. I'll be at Bluffton anyway because we got baseball. We're cracking baseball practice at Bluffton Thursday night.
Lower state 1A to 4A, which is what they call it, or something.
Right. Yeah. There's only 2 divisions for lacrosse: 5A and 4A down.
Right.
And then Friday is when it really gets cranking. We've got like 15 soccer matches and a ton of baseball. It's gonna start piling up on us next week. The days get very long as far as how many events there are listed in the calendar, but that's great. I mean, that's what we love. We love a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of people to talk to, and again, looking for some team reporters. If you're going to be out at the games this year and you feel qualified to let us know what's going on, we would love to hear from you and get a report from you from time to time and hear more about the teams and athletes that are having success out in the Lowco. So please get in touch. The Lowco Booster Club helps make all this possible. We got the Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court, are Lowco natives who want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. They're with Charter One Realty, so check them out. Revive Rehab, women's health and pelvic floor physical therapy. A gift card would be a great thing for any new moms, who may be having some postpartum issues. They can take care of it over at Revive Rehab. Dr. Allie and Dr. Jen are the best. Eagle Creations, promotional items, custom apparel, and custom gift baskets. Great showroom out on Argent Boulevard where you can see all the different things they can do for your business or organization. Jay's Barbershop, a great place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. You can always get some great conversation over there, but you can also get your ears lowered and come out looking great at Jay's Barbershop. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Chris Odom will get your floors so clean, your feet will thank you, and he's a great guy to boot. And Prime IV Hydration and Wellness over in Belfair Town Village. Go see Max and the team to get juiced up. Wes, been a fun one tonight, and going to be a fun spring season. I'm pumped to get out and see some baseball, softball, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, golf, track.
It's all happening. It's all getting started. But just one more shout out to Mya Hutchinson. What an amazing interview that was. And she's written an incredible career at this level. And some team's going to get an excellent, do-it-all stud that I think has big potential at the collegiate level. So it's been a pleasure to cover her and just to see all that she's done, and almost 3,000 points, which is just almost unheard of. And she's going to be a big, loss, not just for Hilton and Christian Academy, but for Lowco in general in terms of basketball talent. So a Lowco legend, just like Rob said.
H2 Lowco legend. I got one other shout out to share while we're on the subject of shout outs. Wrestler, you may remember our guy James Levy from Hilton Head. He's at Wartburg, which is the #1 team in Division III right now, in Division III wrestling in the country, and James is ranked 6th at 125 pounds, 6th in the country. So great to see him doing well up there.
Man,
yeah, he was.
I'll tell you what, college wrestling is just even more like it ratchets up even more in terms of the commitment.
And
it's
intense.
a tough fight. Every match
it is not for the weak-willed, that's for sure. It's really, really tough, and that's why when you come across a kid who has that aspiration, you know that they're pretty special, because it's not easy, and to have to cut weight your entire college life, that's not a fun thing either. But James doing a great job. He was really dedicated during his time on Hilton Head, and always in there getting extra work, going to all the camps and all that stuff, wrestling year round.
He won it every year, but I think he won his senior year. And
yes, he did win in his senior year. Yeah, it was great to see because he put in the work. So great to see him doing well. But that'll do it for tonight. Thanks so much to Mya Hutchinson, who was terrific and just been a pleasure to cover, as we said a number of times. Thanks so much to all of our sponsors who make all this possible. And thanks to you for showing up to listen or watch. Wes and I love telling you what's going on the Lowco sports scene and shining a light on all the teams and student athletes who are making us proud repping the Lowco. And we appreciate your support, allowing us to continue to do it. So if you can refer us any sponsors or anything, we'd love to hear from them and get more support for what we do here, creating grassroots sports content to cover our local kids. But thanks so much for everything. And until next time, for Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Go Lowco.
The Lowco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go